Hey guys, Sunday Slockcars here. Long time no talk. Didn't mean to ghost anybody. We're just, life. We don't want to get punished before the Christmas shopping season starts, which is September, despite what Amanda thinks. So we're gonna answer the age-old question. I get asked this question so many times. How much does a flea market track cost to build? Now, Amanda, let me just preface this by saying, do not build this the way I built it. Okay, this is literally me going the max, like buying everything in the box. I would never buy borders for 2 turns. I would just make those borders myself. I'd grab some styrofoam board and make them myself. It was not at all worth buying a box of 6 to use 2.
Right.
Yeah. I also, I'd probably just redo my designs too, because I think we'd have some leftover 2x30s, and I'd rather just fit, with what I have. I'm not going to... You don't spend an arm and a leg, is what I'm trying to say. What I'm really trying to say is, this is the absolute stupidest way to spend your money. I have the laptop right here. We'll go through a budget way to build the flea market track after.
Another video,
Yeah, another video, yeah. We'll do that in another video. This video, though, is if you were to buy everything new in box to match what we had, this is around what it would cost. I'm going to say around because A, prices are always changing, and B, I'm 90% sure I got all my counts right. There's always a chance I made a mistake, and that actually makes a big deal if I mess like a straight up, like if I had an extra straight that I didn't know about. Huge deal, because I use an extension box in one of the for one of the calculations. We're trying to do this the cheapest way, but we're doing this still the stupidest way of doing, like I said, I wouldn't buy borders. Anyway, let's go through, and I'm going to just start off with the counts here, okay? So we can see the counts. So first off, you need 32 straights.
That's a lot of straights.
That's a lot of straights.
That's a big track. It's a big boy.
Yeah, I know, she's huge, being a 4-lane digital. We need 3 double lane changers. I'm not going to read the whole list. I'm just going to go over some things. Like, for example, the start light. Not something I'd really think is a good way to spend money on if you're going to do a 4-lane for, just a 4-lane in general. Like, I don't know. The start light, you want to save all the money you can. You know what I mean? Like, I'd buy the start light with a 2-lane, but if I'm going to spend money on the 4-lane, you're just spending extra at that point.
So what's the difference? Because you're mentioning why not for a 4-lane, but you would on a 2-lane.
Because I'm not spending an arm and a leg on 2 lanes, so I don't mind spending $120. For a 4-lane, if I'm already spending a ton of money,
you don't want to spend 120.
I don't want to spend 120 bucks. Yeah.
Right, because it just the start light is wide enough for 4 lanes as is, right?
Yep. Okay. So the start light does work on a 4-lane track. It comes with borders to fit on a 2-lane, so it looks good on your 2-lane track. But you could take those borders off and put it on a 4-lane, and I thought that was really cool. Like I said, it's really cool, but on the other hand, it's not something I'd. It's kind of weird they built it like that, because originally it was the digital system was only meant for two lanes, right? So it's nice they did a little forward thinking. Another thing that's going to change the way the cost works is the wire extension in the boxes. So when I say that, I mean we have cables, like MLJ cables, I believe they're called. Message me, don't just buy MLJ cables, and I'll try to find out what cable type they were. These are old cables. This is what the Carrera system uses. I'm not sure about how much that cost is. You have to go to a thrift store or go to some old vintage electronic stores and look. I think I labeled it as 50. Now we'll go through our calculations, okay? This is me explaining how I'm going to get these parts for the system, what combos I did to make it as cheap as possible. Okay. Again, I really want to stress that there's better ways of making a 4-lane digital that's more budget friendly. So the first thing I did was I got 2 triple car sets. So I believe Spirit of Speed is this year's, but if you're patient, and I really hope you are, or maybe you're, can shop around, you might find last year's triple car set. Good luck with that somewhere. Oh yeah. One more thing. These prices are in Canadian. I know how much Americans love to go, this is way too much. It's Canadian. We're a Canadian store. There's literally a Canadian flag on our store link. And people still message me after seeing the Canadian flag saying the prices are too high. It's Canadian. And I've also tried to factor in the price rises that we're going to be getting in soon. You might be experiencing that a couple other places. I don't think it's a secret. I don't think I'm breaking the NDA by saying that. It's going to be like right soon.
Well, everything always goes up.
I know, but okay. Anyway, So the triple car set, buying 2 of these triple car sets might seem expensive already, but because they come with 3 cars and 3 controllers, they also come with the double lane change, right? So this is the most cost efficient way to get 6 wire controllers, hands down. Actually, this is probably, I think this is the most cost effective set besides 124. I'm gonna do maybe another video too. Will be 124 versus triple car 132. I'd like to see where 124 set's more efficient for price. So the triple car set's going to give us 11 straights each, so that's 22 straights. Each of the special track pieces, like the driver displays and the position tower and the start light, they come with adapter track. So that's another 8 pieces of track. So that left us with 2 track straights needed, standard straights needed, and we're going to be doing an extension set, as I kind of previously mentioned. So we will just skip over that for this total for now, because that's going to get added in later, don't worry. Next, we need to buy a double lane change, so that's 110. Again, I don't want to go through everything. We need 3 packs of 1/3 straights. I'm going to say, if you take a look at the picture, this course has some gaps in it, like some annoying gaps, actually, where I'm always kind of pressing it together. So I would definitely maybe trade in one of those packs for 2. Like, I would play around the track editor a little bit more. But again, we're just building the flea market track for argument's sake here. The 2x30 curves was actually, they are available in extension set 3, and if you're trying to go for like an odd number of them, it's cheaper to get extension set 3, which is the larger extension set, if you're wondering which one that is, because it comes with, I believe it comes with 4 straights, 2 squeeze track, 2 crossover. Even if you don't use the squeeze track and crossover, as long as you're using those 4 straights and the 2x30 turns, much more worth it for the money. And I mean, like, going for like a set too, you know what I mean? As long as you're not needing the full amount of the 3 boxes of just 2x30 curves. If you need like less, like maybe you need 12, so it's like 4, 8, 12, yeah. You're better off buying 3 of the larger extension, which really shows the power of that extension set, like how the value of it, because I like the squeeze track. I think you can still use squeeze track just fine. I found the cars can go top speed over squeeze track. They're not affected by it, and I don't think it even affects speed that much. Again, that'd be a much cheaper way of doing things, is to use squeeze track, and that would add value, but we're not using squeeze track. We're doing the flea market way. So we're doing the triple packs. I just want to let you guys know, I'm just showing you guys as we go along here that, yeah, there are definitely more budget ways of doing this, right? But I'm doing the budget, but basically exactly, or as best I can, about the flea market track. Okay, here's the thing about this driver displays, about needing 6 driver displays, okay? When I originally built the track, I was like, well, you're better off getting a TV and using the app connected Miracast on the TV. It's cheaper. But is it really though? Because like, you still have to buy a TV that's compatible with Miracasting. Like, I'm sure you could for like, you know, if you go to the a thrift store even, if a TV has like, you know, a dead spot or like a line that's dead or something, it doesn't really matter for like a slot car track timer system.
Well, I was thinking you still have to have line of sight to the monitor, right? If you were to,
you can use both.
Miracast.
You could use both. Just grab 2 driver displays and put them where it would be hard for those drivers to see, and then use the TV.
I suppose.
But I've really come around to liking the driver displays.
That's great for gas, right?
I know. It is easier than looking up at a screen just to look at your driver display. It's just
right
working.
there. You don't have to search for yourself on the.
So while I talk about like the budget and stuff and making things cheaper, skipping on these driver displays is not one of those things. I would definitely be putting that under the must-have category. Okay, so let's talk about these track call buttons really quickly. Okay, I've already made a review saying if you don't have a large enough course, it's not going to be worth it. This is a fairly big course. I do like having the track call buttons. I don't think you need 6. I think you can get it with 4. You just put it like in between each driver. So, oh yeah, and I should take some money away from that because I actually have 2 control units that I got done. So that raised that cost a bit. But remember what I said, I'm making that as an ish. So I'm just going to leave that there for now. You can talk to tech slots about the prices of a single control unit and 6 track call buttons. But to make things budget friendly, get 1 control unit and then get 4 track call buttons. You'd be fine. The check lanes I'm not really using, Like, I actually have them off. I'm going to try to turn them on, but they're not necessary. Speaking of, there's one change I made from the plan to this was I have a curve lane changer in the flea market layout. I have not put that on here, and I did not include that in the plans. It's useless. Nobody ever uses it. It was literally put in there because I could. It's not bad, but it doesn't add anything. Like, I wouldn't bother using it. The straight shoulders right there. Straight shoulders. I just got it. I have the laptop down here if you're wondering where I'm looking down. I don't think I'd buy a pack of straight shoulders just to fill in that one spot on the bank turn. That's, again, something you could use the styrofoam board for, but hey, here it is. So the 1x30 curves. So extension set 2 comes with 4 of them and 2 straights. We were 2 straights short and we don't use 6. 1x30s, we only use, I think, 3 or 4. So, bought the extension set instead. Saved us some money. I wasn't sure what to put for the vintage wire. Like, I've already said this before, so I just put 50. Like, that's just a rough estimate. 50 Canadian. Sure, you know? I'm not sure. Which gave us a grand total, if you were looking to build the flea market track, of about $4,039-ish. So we'll, for argument's sake, call it $4 grand.
And that's still before tax.
Yes, everything was before tax. Besides the track all button. The track all button was actually after tax. We're going to call it even Steven. We'll say 4,000. Let's say, okay? Because like I said, I had an extra control unit that I forgot I had in that tech slots order. I don't even know what to say. What are your thoughts on that total, seeing that total?
Well, it's a lot. But something I wanted to point out is, like we mentioned here, wires and extension box. So that's if you're doing wired controllers. Do those triple car sets only come wired?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it is less efficient to buy the wireless sets until you do 6. And then when you have the controller extension box, I don't know. If you wanted to make this with wireless, I think buying 3 of the wireless sets would be the best way to go.
Okay.
I could be wrong. You might be over the amount of straights for that. We'll settle that probably never, because the budget said I'm doing a 2-laner, so. Anyways, what are your thoughts, guys? I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, we tax wrote a bunch of the stuff as business expense, so.
Well, duh.
Yeah, well, some people don't know. I know, but some people, like, I don't know, but people in the flea market are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I had one customer, like, actually wasn't a customer, some guy just say that to me, and I'm just thinking, well, it was a business expense. I didn't actually pay this much.
Well, people that come to the flea market probably don't see us as a real business.
Yeah, okay. That's true. They don't know. They don't know. Or anybody that works at the post office sure does. They know me. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? We'll try to get these videos back on track. Really sorry about that. I don't even like making excuses. So, like, I'm just saying, we're sorry.
He's the slave driver. He's the slave driver. So typically, usually we get the 2 videos out, but he is digging his grave right now. So
yeah, I know. I'm thinking about someone into a grave.
Into a grave, yeah.
So make sure to subscribe, visit our website. You could just Google Sunday Slot Cars. I'm sure we'll come up. And we will talk to you later. Bye.
And remember to buy more slot cars.
I already shilled.
Bye.
Bye.